You did everything right. You followed the script, you got the degree, you climbed the corporate ladder, and you finally crossed that psychological finish line, the six-figure salary. You thought that once you hit $100,000 or $150,000 a year, the money stress would simply evaporate. But instead of feeling wealthy, you feel heavy. You're earning more than 80% of the population, yet you're still checking your bank account before a large grocery run. You're living in a nicer house, but the walls feel thinner because of the debt they represent. Welcome to the middle-class trap. It is a state of high-income poverty, where your cash flow is immense, but your margin is zero. The trap is not a lack of intelligence. It's a masterpiece of psychological engineering. It is designed to ensure that as your value to the economy increases, your personal freedom remains stagnant. Today, we are going to deconstruct the 4 pillars of this trap: hedonic adaptation, the social tax, the convenience loop, and the illusion of assets. By the end of this, you won't just see the bars of the cage, you'll have the key to the lock. Hedonic adaptation and the new normal. The first pillar is biological. It's called hedonic adaptation. Your brain is evolved to seek better, but it's also evolved to normalize better almost instantly. When you were a student, a $20 pizza was a luxury. When you got your first job, a $30,000 car felt like a dream. But 6 months after buying that car, it didn't feel like a luxury anymore. It just felt like the car. This creates a dangerous new normal. As your income rises, your baseline for what is acceptable rises with it. You stop comparing your life to where you were 5 years ago and start comparing it to the people currently in your bracket. This is the upward comparison. If everyone in your new neighborhood drives a European SUV, your perfectly functional sedan starts to feel like a failure. This isn't vanity, it's a deep-seated social survival mechanism. But in the modern economy, this mechanism is being weaponized against you. You aren't buying a car for transportation, you're paying a social tax to belong to a tribe you worked so hard to join. The housing anchor. The largest component of the trap is the starter home myth. We're told that real estate is the ultimate investment. So the moment the raise hits, we upgrade. We move from the $1,500 a month apartment to the $3,500 a month mortgage. But the middle class often forgets the scaling cost of ownership. A bigger house isn't just a bigger mortgage, it's higher property taxes, it's a higher HOA fee, it's the $400 a month landscaping bill because you no longer have the time to mow the lawn. It's the furniture tax, the psychological need to fill 3,000 square feet with items that signal your status. Suddenly, that $2,000 a month raise has been entirely swallowed by a pile of bricks and mortar. You have upgraded your shelter, but you have anchored yourself to your job. You cannot quit, you cannot pivot, and you cannot take a risk because the house requires a 6-figure sacrifice every single month. The convenience loop. As your income grows, your most scarce resource becomes time. High-paying jobs demand high-intensity hours. This leads to the convenience loop. You're too tired to cook, so you spend $60 on DoorDash. You're too busy to clean, so you hire a service for $200. You're too stressed to shop, so you click Buy Now on Amazon for instant gratification. You are literally buying back your time, but you are doing it at a premium that prevents you from ever actually owning your time. This is the subscription abyss. $15 for Netflix, $30 for the specialized gym, $100 for the software you barely use. These micro leaks are invisible. They don't feel like debt, but they represent lifestyle friction. If you have to work 10 hours a month just to pay for the services that help you survive your week, you are in a closed loop. The bank's sweet spot. You need to understand how the financial industry views you. You are the perfect customer. To a poor person, they're a risk. They might default. A rich person is a nuisance. They don't need loans and they pay their balance in full. The middle class is the sweet spot. You earn enough to handle high interest, but you spend enough to always need credit. The industry doesn't want you to go broke. They want you to be stably indebted. They want you in a 30-year mortgage, a 5-year car lease, and a revolving credit line. This is golden handcuffs. You are valuable enough to keep, but too burdened to leave. The math of escape. Let's look at the math that the trap tries to hide. It's the 4% rule. To be truly free, you need 25 times your annual expenses in invested assets. If you live a modest life on $50,000 a year, you need $1.25 million to retire. If you succumb to the middle-class trap and upgrade your lifestyle to $100,000 a year, you now need $2.5 million. By doubling your lifestyle, you haven't just doubled your spending, you've doubled the amount of life energy required to buy your freedom. You have effectively pushed your freedom date back by 15 years just to drive a nicer car today. The stealth wealth solution. So how do you escape? You have to become a financial ghost. You must adopt the 50% rule. Every time you get a raise, a bonus, or a tax refund, you split it. 50% goes to your life, buy the nicer coffee, take the weekend trip, but the other 50% must go to assets. By doing this, you allow your lifestyle to improve slowly, while your freedom accelerates exponentially. You must practice stealth wealth. If your neighbors, your coworkers, and even your family don't realize you've had a raise, you have won. You have eliminated the social tax. The goal isn't to live like a monk. The goal is to decouple your cost of happiness from your level of income. When you can live happily on 50% of what you earn, you aren't just doing well, you are untouchable. You have reached escape velocity. The final freedom. The middle-class trap ends the moment you realize that status is a game played by people who are afraid. Freedom is a game played by people who are focused. Stop buying things to impress people you don't even like. Stop trading your 40s and 50s for a zip code that doesn't care about you. The ultimate luxury isn't a European car or a granite countertop. The ultimate luxury is waking up on a Tuesday morning and realizing that you don't have to be anywhere. Build your floor, cap your expenses, and watch the walls of the trap crumble. Don't just work